Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandham pushtivardhanam Urvarokama vibandhanam Mityur mokshamamratat Om Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandham pushtivardhanam Urvarokama vibandhanam Mityur mokshamamratat Om Trayambakam yajamahe Sugandham pushtivardhanam Urvarokama vibandhanam Mityur mokshamamratat. Calling us onto our mat, coming into an upright seated position, crossing the legs in whatever way feels comfortable, on the floor or sitting on a block. Allowing this to be a moment to start to arrive here. Your body has walked in the door, but now let's take a moment to turn inward and allow our mind to settle in a little bit more. Settling on the openness of the flowing breath, maybe a little bit fuller or deeper than normal. Releasing your mind from the obligations of your life outside of here. Offering that same attention that you offer beyond yourself and to others all the time, and now offering it inward. The practice of yoga becomes yoga when we offer this inner awareness, when we truly take time for ourselves, paying attention to all of our being, our tissue as we move it, our felt senses within that experience, the breath flowing in and out of us, the dialogue that maybe shows up sometimes, judging or criticizing or loving and embracing as we move through the asana. But beyond that, using this as an opportunity to set down something that isn't offering love and kindness to you. Maybe it's the way you think about yourself. Maybe it's your belief systems within or all around you. Maybe it's shedding stresses of the week. Or maybe it's just whatever shows up for you when you are on your mat that appears to be something blocking you. And instead of resisting and fighting or pushing against it in an aggressive way, taking a moment to see that as an opportunity to practice coming back into your true essence nature, love and patience and compassion. Because whatever we practice on the mat is really going to come into play off the mat if we realize that yoga doesn't end just because we're sitting on this beautiful colored mat beneath us. It carries through. It is the state of mind, the way of being, the deep heartfelt sense about who you are and how you live your life that's with you always. So take a moment one more time here as you breathe to drop into this abiding, true nature. Know that you are love. Know that you are compassion and that you are already at your core essence perfect. And let that be what permeates every thought and feeling and movement for the rest of today. Take a big inhale, reach the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, forward fold out, over and down, past your legs, dropping your hands down, relaxing your shoulders, feeling a fullness of breath through your side ribs and back ribs, feeling that melting away that I mentioned that might be going on for you. Maybe it's just the fact that you've worked really hard this week and you need to give your body permission to unwind some of the natural rigidity that settled in. Maybe it's that you've been offering out so much to others that it's time to remember to care for you. Breathing is your spirit moving. So the quality of your breath is the quality of your practice. Good breathing is what exercises our heart, not the pace of our practice. That's just telling us how conditioned or deconditioned our heart is in that moment. So use your breath to really challenge you the whole way through. Turn your palms up. And again, we all are in a journey to come back to abiding in our true essence nature of love and compassion and kindness. But that essence nature is in each of us. It's no different. It's all the same. So think of a human being, or maybe a group of people you know, that could use some love. Because when you offer your abiding nature out to others, you're really offering it to every being on this planet, including yourself. Big, full breaths. Turn your palms over, walk your hands in, round your spine all the way back up. Inhale, cross the arms in front as you lift them all the way up. Separate the arms, reach the heart to the sky, and take a side bend to the right. Right hand outside the hip. Take the left hand behind the head. Let that elbow point straight up to the sky, heavy in the left hip, and take a few breaths here. Is it easy to breathe in the side bend? Do you find challenge? Do you find stuckness? And instead of pushing against that stuckness, where can you soften around the edges of it? Back up to tall, both arms up. Inhale, lift out of the waist, and side bend to the left. Left hand to the floor outside the hip, right hand behind the head, right elbow towards the sky. A little sense of the heart staying open. Sometimes that feels like you're turning it slightly up towards the ceiling. Again, heaviness in the right sits bone and hip. Back to center, inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands on the floor behind you. Roll your shoulders over and around 3 times, moving those shoulders around, really getting that motion of the shoulder head and shoulder blade. And then when you're ready, lift up and open that upper chest to the ceiling. So it feels like you're doing the action of cobra here. So the spine at the middle and upper back is pushing in and up. The shoulders are opening out wide, and the shoulder blades are left to drop in and down a little bit more. Still breathing well? Slowly back up to center. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead, tall spine. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. So we talked about releasing and letting go and cleansing or whatever else this practice might offer for you. So a great way to do that is the big sigh in the breath. So let's take 2 breaths like that. So inhale through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out, exhale. One more time. Inhale through the nose, open it out, sigh it out. And now offering the eternal sound of the Om. Deep inhale. Om. And open your eyes and bring yourself onto hands and knees. Knees under shoulders and wrists under, or knees under hips, sorry. Knees under shoulders, try that one on. Knees under hips and wrists under shoulders. And then when you're ready, you can slowly move through some cat-cow motion on your own here. Remember that that's including every bit of your body. Your thighs have a slight in and out. The pelvis is arcing up or rounding under. Each of the joints of the spine are looking to participate in this motion. Shoulder blades are sliding in and down. Arm heads roll out. Arm heads slow slightly in. The neck, the head. So as you're doing this, it's great to scan. Am I really moving everything, or am I just doing a little bit in the middle, or where do I feel that motion? Again, how's the breathing with this? Remember, the breath is what gives you cardiovascular health, not how fast you move. So if you're breathing well, it'll tell you how fast movement should go along with that breath. One more time, back and forth. And then slowly work your way back to child's pose. Knees apart or parallel, whichever is your choice. Relax into the fold of the hips. So that's a great way to start to just let those hip folds relax a little deeper. Drop the bum to the heels and take 2 breaths here. One more breath. And then slowly come forward. Walk your hands a little forward to your shoulders. Curl your toes, lift your knees, and find your way to downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal your knees and feet back and forth in downward dog. Again, if we just aggressively push into those straight lines, straight arms, straight legs, what happens? Well, the load goes into the joint, and the muscle's probably a little tight, so the muscle doesn't slide, and then you're basically battling against tension. But let's find our way into where we release tension. And that means that attention is turned inward. What are you feeling? Where do you feel the stretch? How are you feeling the stretch? What's the quality of that? I know, the more you get to know this body, it's a beautiful organism. Man, it carries you through your whole life, right? You have no longer standing intimate relationship with anything than your body. So honor it. Inhale, lift your heels, round forward to a plank position, open the chest up. Exhale, knees down, untuck toes, child's pose, hips back to heels. Inhale, round up into an angry cat. Exhale, move forward into saggy cow. Just keep the hands a little forward where they are. Inhale, let your upper back sink a little more down and in. Feel that opening of the chest. Exhale, round back to downward facing dog, curling and lifting up and back. Good. Inhale, lift your heels, round forward to plank. At the end, the head comes forward, opens up. And again, knees down, untuck toes, child's pose. Inhale, round up to angry cat, and then sink forward into saggy cow as you exhale. Take an inhale and really feel the sink of your heart all the way in. Exhale, round, and then lift your feet and go back up to downward facing dog. Step your big toes together. Go ahead and lift both heels and drop them over to the left. So now you have a big stretch to that right sideline if you're still pushing your hips back towards that downward dog. So heels to the left as they drop to the left and you reach back. Come to center, lift the heels up, and then drop those heels to the right. Now we get that other sideline motion. And back to center. Inhale, lift your heels round forward to a plank. Exhale, knees down, untuck toes, child's pose. Slowly come up to sitting on your heels now, bringing your body all the way up. Inhale, cross the arms, reach them up. Exhale, hands behind you onto your sacrum, fingers pointing down. Elbows are a little bit squeezing back behind you. Now let's go ahead and inhale, lift our heart up a little bit here. Oh, open up that upper chest. Exhale, round back, bring your elbow points forward and drop your chin, spread your spine apart. And again, inhale, lift up, elbows squeeze behind, heart lifts up. Exhale, elbows wide, drop back, open the back. 2 more. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, and round and open. And last one, big inhale, lift up, chest up, and round, elbows wide, spine really broad. Walk your hands forward onto your mat. Go ahead and pick up your right leg and step it wide off the mat. So off to the right, toes pointing forward, and let's do some big hip circles here. So you're going to shift around behind, out towards the knee, a little forward, off to the other side, and your right knee will be straightening and bending a little bit as you go. Opening up that motion of circling in the hip, right? Hip's a ball and socket joint. Lots of times we use it like a hinge joint. It just goes forward and back. And switch directions of the circles. Now come back to center. Turn your foot out to the side, so out to the right. And reach that right arm forward. And inhale, lift it all the way up. And really straighten that right leg. Reach the arm up to the sky. And exhale, bend the right leg, circle the hand around and back to the front. Inhale, lift it up, straighten the right knee, look up to the sky. Exhale, bend, circle it around in front. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten the left knee, look to the right. Exhale, swing the arm around in front. 1 more. Inhale, big circle. Exhale, swing it around. And inhale, up and open up. Left knee is straight, right knee is straight, right arm is up, and take that twist and hold it now. Oppositional force, draw the left armpit up away from the floor. Feel the rotation of the left ribs underneath you. 2 more breaths. Slowly bend the knee, bring the hand down around to the front. Inhale, reach it all the way out in the front and set that hand down. Walk your body in closer and bring your body up right now, keeping the right toes turned out. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands behind the head. Big lift of the heart, and exhale, a little rounding in once again. Now, inhale, side bend to the left. Oh, bring those chest muscles now open as you lift up to the sky, and side bend to the right. And back to the front. Round in the front, side bend to the left. Lift the heart up, and side bend to the right. 1 more time. Back around. Side bending left, open and push the spine in and up, side bending right, back around. Hands down, bring the knee in and step back to downward facing dog. Big inhale, lift your heels, round forward to plank. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Big inhale, moving into cobra. Open that upper body up. Exhale, lower down. Good. Again, lift up to cobra and look to the right. Pull the left shoulder back and lower down. 1 more cobra. Inhale, lift to cobra. Look to the left. Pull the right shoulder back. Oh, lower down. Good. Push to knees or push to plank and go back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And lift your heels, round forward to plank once again. Knees down, untuck toes, hips to heels, child's pose. Forward onto hands and knees, and now the left foot will step out to the left on the mat. Toes pointing forward for the moment. Now do your hip circles again, moving around. Again, ball and socket joint, they roll. And you may notice some stickiness in the hip crease or maybe the outer hip or the butt, wherever it is. It's okay, you're just moving through it, smoothing it out. Switch directions of the circles. And then come back to what feels like center. Turn that left foot out to the side. Go ahead and reach the left arm forward out in front. Big inhale, reach it to the sky, straightening that left knee. Reach and twist. Exhale, swing it back around. Bend the knee, reach the arm forward. Again, inhale, reach, spread the arms open. Exhale, bend the knee, swing the arm front. 1 more, inhale, lift, spread it around. Exhale, bring it front. And now inhale, bring it up and hold the twist. Left knee is straight. You're really drawing the heart around and up. Again, anchor that right hand, but draw the right armpit up away from it. And find your breathing. 2 more breaths. Now swing the arm around, bend the knee, and bring the hand all the way out. Big inhale, stretch it front, and the hand comes down. Walk your body all the way back up. Keep the left foot open. Arms cross and reach up. And again, hands behind the head. And let's take an inhale, lift the heart to the sky. Exhale, side bend to the left, towards that knee. Circle around to the front. Open to the right, and lift it up. And 2 more times, all the way around. Try to make that middle upper back really feel that motion. Warming up that part of the back that we often just get very stuck in. Taking it all the way around. Let's do 1 more. Up to the sky, off to the left, round in the front, belly pulls in, side bend to the right. Bring it all the way up, inhale, and exhale. Bring those hands back down. Step the foot back and knee back, and downward dog last time here. Not that it's the last downward dog of the day, mind you. 3 good breaths. And 2 more. And 1 more breath. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, step or hop to the head of the mat, take a forward fold, soften the knees. Wave up and out. Inhale, halfway lift, long flat back, open the chest, bend the knees deep, take a forward fold, hands to the floor. Hands on the shins, inhale, wave up and out. Now the knees will straighten as the sits bones lift, the heart reaches, bend the knees, fold it over. Last time, inhale, wave up and out, long flat back, bend the knees and fold, and now from ragdoll round to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae, coming all the way up. Arms relaxed by your side as you exhale. Beautiful. Hands on your hips, bend your knees back and forth, pedaling those knees a moment. Good. And then go ahead and bend your right knee and roll to the ball of that foot. And feel a little bit of a flexion in your toe joints there. Place it down. Bend your left knee. Roll to the ball of the left foot. Feel that toe stretch. Good. Place it down. And now, think about your feet. Maybe look down at your feet. Pick up the toes. Spread them nice and wide. You want to have the heels directly behind the center point of your toes, so second, third toe area. Feel the points of the feet anchored to the floor, and then gently set those toes down, equalizing the weight between ball of the foot and heel of the foot. Good. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Allow your lengthening to happen through a reach of the tailbone down and a lengthening of the crown of the head up. And with your eyes closed, take a moment now to create your sankalpa. What is your intention? What is it you more powerfully want to be animated and motivated to arrive in your life? Offer that in your internal thinking here for the moment, giving it its due attention. Open the eyes, gently release the arms down. Turn the palms front, letting the shoulder head roll open. Take a big inhale through the nose, open the mouth, side out, exhale. And cross the arms. Inhale, reaching all the way out. Separate, lift the heart. Exhale, hands to prayer, deep knee bend, forward fold, hands come down. Inhale, halfway lift, wave and extend all the way up and out. Exhale and fold, step back to plank position. Open the collarbones as you inhale. Chaturanga, halfway or all the way down, exhale. Cobra or up dog. Inhale, make sure the shoulder heads move open, and then curl the belly in, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Remember, the little bit of the underside of your chest is reaching towards your thumbs, and then yet you're still reaching back through your hips and sits bones. 1 more breath. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, step or hop to the head of the mat. Take a forward fold, deep knee bend. Inhale, halfway lift, knees will straighten as the sits bones lift hard out. Exhale, deep knee bend, fold. Ragdoll round to standing. Inhale, curl, but this time cross the arms in front, separate and reach all the way up to tall. Right away, arms to T, deep knee bend, forward fold, hands come down. Hands on floor, shins, inhale, wave up and out. Exhale, step to plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Remember, feel your back bend develop from the top of the body, downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths in downward dog. And 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, step, hop, out front of the mat. Bend the knees, but then inhale, halfway lift. Now the knees will straighten. Push the sits bones up tall. Exhale, bend the knees and fold. Round to standing once again, curling, crossing the arms. Inhale all the way up, tall spine lift. 1 more time, arms to T, deep knee bend, forward fold, hands down. Inhale, halfway lift. Round and then extend the chest out. Lift the sits bones up. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, evenness of flow. That's how your breath moves, downward facing dog. Remember, what is strengthening your heart is the quality of your breath. Are you really breathing well? Is the diaphragm dropping as you inhale? Is it lifting, the ab muscles working on the exhale? Last breath here. Now step the big toes to touch it together at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift your heels, bend knees and elbows. Exhale, straighten and let the right leg lift as the elbows and knees straighten. Keep the left heel elevated. Square off the hips. That means the right little toe side of the foot should be perpendicular to the floor. You can peek back maybe and see that foot. Keeping the left heel up, lifting through the left shin muscle, quad, belly active. Beautiful. Go ahead and inhale, bend the right knee, round the plank, right knee to nose in a push-up position. Get those armpits forward over the wrists. Inhale, straight back to one-legged dog, reach it behind. Exhale forward, knee to nose in a plank position, chin under. One more big inhale. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. Push off the back leg, float the left leg in the air. Inhale, hands on the mat, standing on the right leg at the head of your mat. Left leg in the air, stretch the heart. Once again, the left leg, foot is perpendicular to the floor. Keep the feeling of the inner thighs drawing up to the groin. Big inhale. Left foot joins the right, deep knee bend, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, wave up and out. Empty the breath and fold. Round to standing, vertebrae by vertebrae. Crossing the arms, reaching forward and all the way up. Pause here. Inhale, right knee lifts up in front. Balancing on the left leg. Heaviness of the tailbone, lightness through the spine and the crown of the head. Another big inhale, lift up. Step back to your lunge, right foot back, hands to the mat. Inhale, one-legged dog, left leg in the air, left leg in the air. Exhale, step it through to a lunge. Up to crescent lunge, body and arm comes up. Inhale, rotate, lift, coming all the way up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step to plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, where the shoulder head's going, wide and back. Downward facing dog. One breath here. Deep inhale. Exhale. Step the big toes together. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees and elbows. Exhale, straighten them and lift the left leg up. Remember, the grounding and the releasing comes before the expansion. Now we're in expansion. So how are you expanding? Left leg back, little toe side of the foot perpendicular, right heel up, everything emanating up into your core. Go ahead and bend the left knee, round to plank, left knee to nose in a push-up. Inhale, one-legged dog, reach it up and back. Exhale forward, knee to nose. One more time, big inhale. Step it through to your lunge. Push off the back leg, floating the right leg in the air. Inhale, stand on the left leg, hands to the mat. Square those hips up again. Now you're holding. There's your expansion opportunity, right? Reaching open. But first we ground and stabilize, then we expand. Big inhale, right foot joins the left, deep knee bend, forward fold. Wave up and out, halfway lift, open the sits bones wide, deep knee bend and fold. Round to standing, inhale, coming up, crossing the arms, reaching tall all the way up. And exhale, side bend right, hips go left, right arm to the outer right thigh. Inhale, back up to tall, both arms up. Exhale, hips right, side bend left, left arm to the outer thigh. Inhale, back up with the arms, hips go left, upper body ribs to the right, right arm down and outside, heart stays open. Inhale, one more time, opening up your lateral lines, and exhale, hips right, side bend left. Back up to tall, big inhale and pause. Left foot comes up, left knee comes up. Balancing. Inner lines, drawing both into your groins, your deep low belly. One big inhale, step back to your lunge, hands down, left leg back. Inhale, one-legged dog, reach it up into the air. Exhale, step it back through to a lunge. Up to crescent lunge. Inhale, cross the arms, then separate. That's where you reach and expand. Exhale, hands to the mat, step to plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, again, flowing with the breath. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Remember to keep the airway open as you breathe. Cannot breathe well when you narrow and make that throaty breath. So keep the flow deep into the internal recesses of your being. One more. Awesome. Inhale, lift your heels, bend knees and elbows. Exhale, right leg in the air as those joints straighten. Good. Inhale, bend them again. Step the right foot through to a lunge. Back up to your crescent lunge. Cross the arms, then separate. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lean forward. Airplane arms, palms to the sky. Back up to tall. Inhale. Drop the tailbone here. Exhale. Lean forward. Collarbones wide. One more time. Big inhale. Exhale and lean forward. Pause here. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Point your index fingers to the wall behind you. Keep your breathing. Again, are you staying light and lifted, or are you leaning and loading joints? One more breath. Open the collarbones. Hands to the floor, push off the back leg. Inhale, left leg in the air. This time bend both knees, left knee to nose. Curl the chin in and under. Inhale, straighten. There's your expansion. Open up. Exhale, knee to nose. You're at the front of the mat. One more. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Last time, inhale, wide reach. Step to your lunge. Step to plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Open heart. Downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. This is your practice, so remember to keep yourself in that even, challenged, but even place. Right? Good indicator of that again is how's your breath going? One more here. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees and elbows and pause. So your elbow points are pointing back towards your knees. Can anybody say triceps? Triceps? Upper outer arm muscles? Can anybody say challenge? How about if we did this 1,000,000 times instead of just 1,000,000 chaturangas? Are we still there? 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Knees down, child's pose. We just needed that momentary interlude. Just so we were clear. Why are we bending those elbows, Briala? So if you do a number of chaturangas, cool. But there's other ways to challenge it, and that is an example of one. Good. Downward facing dog again. All right, now we're going to inhale, lift the heels, bend knees and elbows, and exhale, left leg in the air. We ground to expand. Inhale, bend, step forward to your lunge. Crescent lunge, cross the arms. Inhale all the way up, tall spine. And again, lean forward, airplane arms, palms to the sky, but I'm widening my collarbones. Inhale, back up. Pelvis rotates down. Exhale, lean forward. You should feel a really good stretch in that right front leg. And again, inhale all the way up. Exhale, lean forward. Pause here. Second set of fingers on top, interlace, point the index finger behind. Again, feel that little bit of the underside of your chest, your breast pushing out to the head of the mat. That's your upper back changing versus going into the low back. Back heel still up. 1 more breath. Hands to the mat, push off the back leg. Inhale, float the right leg in the air, standing on the left. Both knees bend, right knee to nose, chin way under. Now inhale, expand. Stretch, exhale, knee to nose. This is your grounding coming to home. And again, inhale, reach away from center. Exhale, knee to nose. 1 more expansion. Inhale out. Step to your lunge, step to plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Do you feel those triceps? Because you should feel those here too. Downward facing dog. And 3 breaths. Last breath here. And inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, step or hop to the head of the mat. Take a deep knee bend, forward fold. Good. Walk your legs to the side edges of your mat. Feet out on the side directly in heel and little toe joint. Let's get a nice deep knee bend. First feeling like we're kind of sitting back a little bit to the stool behind us. Imaginary stool. I really didn't put a stool there. And feel like you're really spreading your sits bones apart and lifting them up. Then bring your fingertips to the floor or shins if you're higher up because of where you are in your hips and knees. But keep the ribs and the pelvis on the same level plane. Okay, keep a little bit of the reach of the heart forward. Now inhale, little bit of a straightening of the knee, just halfway up. Exhale, bend the knees and sink back down to where you just were. Inhale up a little. Exhale down. Never fully straightening the knee. 2 more. Inhale, getting those quads moving. Exhale, sinking the hip flexors. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Fully lift up. Straighten the knee more. Forward fold over and down. Shift your hips side to side. Come back to center. Walk the feet closer underneath you. Good. Now go ahead and bring your hands to your waist. And inhale, bend the knees, and a little bit of a rounding to extending. Wave up into what would be a chair pose spinal position, right? So we don't come up to chair from the low back crunching in. So if we round it, we open it. Now the upper body lifts and extends, and we have that nice long diagonal back. Cross your arms and reach them up for chair. Again, soften around the knee joint, right? We're never clenching at the front of the quad, or that's going to lock our position in a way that actually keeps us from feeling the entirety of the body in the pose. 2 more breaths. 1 more. Inhale, sink a little deeper. Come up, bring the right knee up with you, standing nice and tall. Exhale, step back to your lunge. Hands down, leg goes back. Inhale, one-legged dog, right leg in the air. Right heel comes up, left leg in the air. Left leg in the air, my apologies. Right heel is up. Bend the left knee, lift the knee, and take a twist. Right heel is way up. So you're lifting up through the front line of the shin and the quad. It is all going right up into that belly. 1 more breath. Level the hip, round the plank, left knee across the right elbow. Left knee across the right elbow. Feel that little rotation of the ab muscles. Inhale, back to twisted dog. Open the knee up, right heel still up. Exhale forward, knee across to right elbow in plank. Good. 1 more time. Inhale back and open it up. This time step forward to your lunge. Crossed arms, crescent lunge. Inhale, bring them across, then open them up, lift the heart. Exhale, lean forward, airplane arms. Pause there. This time, interlace first set of fingers, point the index fingers back. Beautiful. Turn the right heel in and down. Peaceful warrior, bowing over or inside that left thigh. Deep, full breaths. Allow the upper left thigh to relax in an external rotation open. That turns the right hip a little bit forward and really gets that left hip in the glute area freeing up. 1 more breath. Turn to center, arms out by the ears in lunge. Reach them out, come to the ball of the right foot again. Holding in your lunge. Big Superman arms, 2 breaths, right heel is up. 1 more breath. Right hand inside left foot, left arm out to T. Now take a twist to the left. Think about that left thigh again. Bending the knee, rotating the thigh open without dropping the knee open. A little bit of the underside of the chest forward as you rotate. 2 more. Left hand down, inhale, step to plank and chaturanga. Cobra or up dog, even flow with the breath. Open the collarbones, downward facing dog. Let's take a few breaths here. And last breath. Good. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look front, step or hop, head of the mat. Deep knee bend, forward fold. Inhale, wave up and out, halfway lift. Empty the breath and fold. Good. Walk those feet out to the edges of the mat once again. Remember they're parallel, so a tendency is to turn the heel in a little. Try to keep that straight line. Deep knee bend again. Right. Good. Now, bring your arms forward and out by your ears. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So you want the evenness of sitting back in the hips, but not dropping them lower than ribs. with the softness behind the knee. Your spine is parallel to the floor. It's going to stay parallel. Inhale, straighten your knees halfway up. Exhale, sink back down, spine parallel. Now inhale halfway up. As you come down, bend your elbows to cactus arms this time. Inhale, arms out, legs up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms out, legs up. Exhale, cactus arms. 25 more. Inhale and exhale. 24. Inhale. I'm joking. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale, chest out, chest out. Exhale. 1 more big inhale. Forward fold over and down. Bend your knees back and forth. Back and forth. Good. Feet closer together underneath you. Once again, hands on your hips. Find that knee bend. Now inhale, round and extend your body up for chair pose. So round opens the low back, extend, lifts your heart, then reach the arms out by the ears. So remember, we are 70-80% water. And the majority of that is salt water. That's why when we're ill, they put saline in us, right? That means that we are meant to flow like water, not try to push ourselves around like we're concrete. Last 2 breaths. Sink a little deeper. Inhale, left knee comes up with you. Nice tall spine. Feel the grounding through that right leg and step back to your lunge. Hands come down. One-legged dog, right leg in the air. Big inhale. Lift the left heel, bend the right knee, and take your twist, your twisted dog here. So you want to have that left foot further enough back that you can really roll to the ball of the foot, elevating that left heel. 1 more breath. Level the hip, round the plank, and right knee across the left elbow in a push-up. Inhale, twisted dog, back and open the knee. Exhale, forward, plank, the leg comes across. Inhale up and open it, and step it through to your lunge. Up to crescent lunge, cross the arms. Inhale, coming all the way up, nice tall spine. Lift the heart. Exhale, lean forward, airplane arms. Once again, second set of fingers on top. Cross, interlace the fingers. And now turn that left heel down. Peaceful warrior, bowing over inside that right leg. Think of that front leg, hip, the thigh and the hip rolling open, which turns the left hip a little forward. Underside of your chest reaching out. Last 2 breaths. Beautiful. Turn to the ball of the left foot. Inhale, arms out in front. Reach all the way out. Reach all the way out. Come on, long Superman. Or you're oppositionally reaching in through the right inner thigh, up through the left inner thigh. Left hand inside right foot, right arm to T, and take your twist. Again, anchor firmly in the left hand or fingers, but draw the left armpit away from that anchor. Right? We're in an expansion moment here, but expansion does not mean go to muscling. It means everything slides and widens. Big inhale, exhale, right hand down, step to plank, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Soften the jaw. Remember the openness of the throat to breathe well. And let's walk our hands back to our feet. Separate our feet 2 fist distance apart between the big toe, sideline of the foot parallel to the mat. Bend the knees, hook your peace fingers inside and under your big toes. Why do we bend our knees? Because it releases our hamstring. So before we're going to expand, we have to release and ground. Otherwise, we're already loaded the hamstring, and then we wonder why we can't get into the deeper fold. Now, inhale, lift your chest forward, up and out. Keep it there as you exhale. Draw your inner thighs up to push your sits bones up. And if your body folds over, it's more a product of the hips coming higher than it is you tugging and pulling yourself in closer. Notice how the inner thighs and hamstrings really will speak to you. Are they speaking to you? Hello. They're saying, yep, right there is a great place to challenge. Can you be patient? Can you take some breaths and see if I can get the message to unwind a little bit? 2 more. Release the toes, bend the knees, hang. Ragdoll round up to standing. Coming up with the arms dangling to the side this time, coming all the way up, rolling the shoulders open, and finding Tadasana, that standing mountain tall posture pose. So I'll take a big inhale, open the mouth, sigh it out, exhale. Okay, we're done with the warm-up now. Ready to start. Inhale, cross your arms, reach all the way up, tall spine, lift up. Exhale, find chair pose. Ooh. Inhale, lift up a little bit. Sink a little deeper, exhale. Beautiful. Hands to heart, hands to floor, lift the hips, forward fold. Wave up and out, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, take your dog for a walk. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Two more. One more breath. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees and elbows. Exhale, straighten to lift the right leg in the air. Inhale, the 4 joints bend again. Step the right foot through to the lunge. Good. Inhale all the way up to crescent lunge. One more time. Cross the arms, lift up, stay here this time. Squaring those hips up, left hip pointer forward. Right inner thigh pulling back. Maybe even a hint of a feeling of the thigh right up near the groin crease, dropping open. Good. 2 more breaths. There you go. Just that little relax. 1 more. Hands to the mat inside that right foot. Take a quarter turn to the left, facing the purple wall in the room, the bathroom wall. Feet wide apart. Make sure the heels are a little wider. Bend the knees deeply and ninja lunges side to side. So as we go through center, we're back in the double knee bend, right? Outer edge of the feet always stay anchored to the floor. Heels always stay anchored to the floor. It changes the stretch when we have the feet turned out or we lose contact with the outer back edge of the feet. 2 more breaths, side to side, toes in, heels out. 1 more. Good. Come to center, double knee bend. Good. Now, go ahead and bring your arms out to T, chest halfway lifted. Okay. Again, finding that place where we're not all quad bound up. Knees are bent. 2 more breaths. Inhale, round all the way up, cross the arms and reach up tall, straighten the front knee. Exhale, turn your right foot forward, bend the knee for side warrior. Left heel spins back a little bit. Good. Staying there, arms up overhead. Right upper arm under left upper arm, eagle arms. You can double bind, hand to hand. Or another option always is hands on the shoulders. Elbows up, shoulder blades down the back. If the hands are up and bound, you want to make sure that you bring the hands out over the elbows and you turn the little fingers away from the face. Ooh, that last little bit really gets the back open. Good. You're doing great. Right there. 2 more. Good. Now inhale, straighten the front knee. Keep the arms. Take a little side bend left. Exhale, come back up to side warrior, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the front knee. Take a side bend left. Exhale, back up, bend the knee. 1 more. Inhale up. Take a side bend left. Exhale, bend the knee. Unwind the arms. Open them out. Big inhale. Exhale, lean and reach forward. And side angle pose. Right hand outside the right foot to floor or block or forearm to the thigh. Good. Once everybody's up, go ahead and inhale. Reach the left hand forward by the left ear. Sweep it past the front of the face and the body all the way down to the back of the mat. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale out over the ear. Reach it around past the front of the body and all the way back. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen, reach it over. Exhale, sweep it down and back. Now bring it to the ceiling, or if you want to take it over the ear, great. Remember, the left shoulder blade slides down your back. The palm would turn more to the floor so that that left arm is externally rotating. Again, another classic pose where we can hang out. So are you parking yourself in the comfort zone of loading on the knee and the quad and the joint? Or are you up and maintaining support through your center? Last 2 breaths. Look down, hand down, inhale, step to plank. Chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Remember, your choice, what feels appropriate for you in your practice. Downward facing dog. Last 2 breaths here. One more breath. Inhale, lift your heels, bend knees and elbows. Exhale, left leg comes up as you straighten those 4 joints. Inhale, bend them again. Step the left foot through to the lunge. Up to crescent lunge. Inhale, crossed arms. Then separate as you reach. Pause. So why do I do the crossed arms? Because what that's doing is letting your arm bone naturally settle into the shoulder capsule. So by the time you get to the top, your thumbs are pointing to the wall behind you. Your little fingers are pointing forward, the little finger side of the hand. The shoulder blades should have slid in and down a little bit, just like the tailbone sliding down a little bit. Feel that stretch of that front right hip. Little tiny, tiny drop open of the left thigh in the hip turns that right hip a little more forward. 2 more breaths. Hands to the mat inside the left foot. Quarter turn to the yellow wall in the room to your right. Feet wide apart. Remember, heels out, toes slightly in. Ninja lunges again. Opening up the yin lines of the body, those inner thighs, right? So this is a yang-based practice. What does that mean? We've probably all seen the yin and the yang. Keep moving side to side, right? Yang is our muscle tissue. So we're very yang in this practice, which is awesome. But we need the complementary yin, the flowing motion, the energy that puts us at ease and balance. So we're cultivating both. Come to center, check the feet again. Heels a little out, toes a little in. Good. Bend the knees, bring your spine to parallel. Good. This time, bring your arms to cactus position. Keep the knee bend. Halfway down if you can, or what's appropriate for you. Chest and hips on the same plane. 1 more breath. Drop the arms, round up. Inhale, curl the spine. Arms reach up overhead tall and lift. Left foot forward, arms out, side warrior. Bend the left knee. Back heel slightly turns away. Good. Just settle into that feeling of dropping down through the center. Long lumbar spine, low back. And then inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, left upper arm under right upper arm. Eagle bind once again. Option is hands on the shoulder heads or hand bind as well. Thinking of, again, lift the elbows up, like throat height up. And then keep them there, but shoulder blades down. Hands out over the elbows. Turn the little fingers away from the face. How's that breathing? 2 more breaths. Anchor to the outer right little toe side of the foot. Now straighten the left knee. Inhale, take a side bend to the right with the eagle arms. Exhale, back to side warrior, left knee bends. Inhale, up with the left knee, side bend to the right. Exhale, bend the left knee. 1 more time. Inhale, side bend right with eagle arms. Exhale, up and bend the knee. Open the arms wide, big inhale. Side angle pose, lean and reach out. Hand outside the foot to floor or block or forearm to the thigh. Remember, the back heel should be turned back a little more than the toes. Now everybody, right arm forward. Inhale, sweep it past your face and your body, down to the back of the mat. Exhale, bring it up. 2 more. Reach it over, warming up that shoulder capsule so there's a better place of arriving. 1 more forward in the alignment that we're ultimately looking for. Arm comes up Shoulder blade would drop, or arm reaches over. Remember, the shoulder blade drops, the palm turns towards the floor, that external rotation of the arm bone. As the left thigh softly drops open, the tailbone follows. Deep breaths. The anchor leg is still that back leg. I know it's easy in this pose to think it's all about the left thigh and quad. 2 more. Look down, hands down. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog. Holding for a few breaths in your downward dog. Again, checking in, how has it changed? Can you feel the chest a little forward towards the thumbs? Can you feel that off of the shoulder blades to slide onto the back? Last 2 breaths. Inhale, lift your heels, bend knees and elbows. Exhale, right leg in the air as you straighten the joints. Good. Inhale, bend again, step through to your lunge. Pause there. Now float the left leg in the air. Inhale, reach all the way out. Find that level hip position on the left, squaring off. Again, see how that makes your inner thighs be recruited. I want to be working for you. Inhale, reach the heart out. Exhale, both knees bend, left knee to nose. So curl the chin, bend the right knee. Inhale, stretch it out. Listen up, bend the knees, left knee to left hip. Left knee outside, left hip, bend the right knee. Left knee up and out to the side. Up and out. Yeah, pull it up to the hip, all the way to the purple wall. Good, inhale, straighten the knees up and out. Exhale, left knee across behind the right calf or thigh and bending the right knee. So now you have that little scissor twist there. Simply place that left foot down behind the right, coming back onto the left foot, eagle wrap of the legs. Eagle wrap of the legs, hands to the floor. Yep, now hands to your hips, spine parallel to the mat. Balance. Two more breaths. Slowly bring your body upright. Keep the knee bend to the standing left leg. So we're doing the bottom half of eagle pose here. Good. Inhale, arms up to cactus position. Open the chest. Exhale, elbows, palms, forearms together. One more time. Inhale, open. Keep the tailbone long. Exhale, elbow, palms, forearm. Inhale, open. Come to standing, pick up the right knee, bring it all the way up with you. And take the left hand outside the right knee, right arm to T, and take your twist to the right. Or feel free to keep facing forward. Right knee stays directly ahead of the right hip. Sometimes as we twist, it wants to cross the midline. Is your attention fully present for you? Slowly return to center. Bring the arms overhead. Keep the knee up. Big inhale. Exhale. Step to your lunge. Hands down. Right foot back. Inhale to plank with the left foot hovering in the air in plank. Left foot hovering in the air in plank. Okay, so that's a flat back position here. Good. Now bend your left knee. Step the left foot behind the right and over to the floor and switch over to Wild Thing. So you're going to be on the outside edge of the right foot. You're on the ball of the left foot. The left knee's bent. Right knee is straight. Right hand to the mat, left arm to the sky or up and out towards the front of the room. Again, lift up through those hips. Press down through the outer right little toe side of the foot. 2 more breaths. Watch the left hand return down. Inhale back to plank. Pause there. Go ahead and turn to Vasisthasana, side one arm plank facing right. Facing right. So heels turn to the left. Right arm to the sky. If you want and you feel stable, right foot lifts up, leg lifts up. 3 breaths. Same action, push down through the outer left edge of the foot. Lower the foot, right hand down, big inhale. Everybody exhale, lower to the mat in 3, lower to the mat in 2, all the way down in 1. Beautiful. Go ahead and reach your arms out to T position behind you, or excuse me, to airplane wing position behind you. So wide away from your waist a little bit. Good. Think of letting your sits bones roll down and behind the smile of your butt, and inhale, lift up for locust pose. So drawing up the chest and the arms, legs can stay down, pressing toenails to the floor, or they can hover. But remember, it's about keeping the length and the space through your low back. That's why this is challenging. How does the upper back bring you up? Think of your sits bones as a rocking chair rocker, and they have to come down behind you in order to elevate and anchor the upper body up. 2 more breaths. Slowly lower down. Hands by your ribs. Everybody back to child's pose. 3 breaths. Round your body up to sitting on your heels. Good. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands on the mat behind, fingertips down, facing towards your toes. Lift your hips off your heels. Open your chest. Take a big inhale here, and exhale, settle your hips to heels, chin towards your chest for a moment. Inhale, open back up. Feel the top of your feet pressing down. Exhale and lower. 1 more time. Inhale, feeling the front of the thighs lengthening, your thighs getting longer, and lower down. Walk your hands forward and return to downward facing dog. Two more breaths here in your downward dog. Again, can you feel a little bit more growing length and space? And inhale, lift your heels, bend knees and elbows, and exhale, left leg comes up in the air as the joints straighten. Inhale, bend the 4 joints again, round and step the left foot through to a lunge. Pause there with the hands still down, push off the back leg, float the right leg in the air. Straighten the left leg, as much as you can, but it may not be perfectly straight. Now reach the heart to the front of the room. Level that right hip, so little toe side of the right foot perpendicular to the floor. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, both knees bend, right knee to nose. Curl the chin, bend the left knee. Spread it back out, inhale. Both knees bend, right knee to outer right hip, so right knee towards the yellow wall in the room, off to your right. Yep, bring it all the way up and forward as much as you can. Inhale, straighten the knees, right leg back, chest out. Exhale, both knees bend, right knee behind the left hamstring. So now it's a little twist there. Place the ball, the right foot down. Come back to standing on the right foot. Eagle wrap the left leg over top the right. When you're wrapped up, hands to the waist, chest forward, folded halfway over. Again, it's in balancing that we often start to lose our focus inward or our breath. So give this as a moment to return to that if you drifted a little bit. Slowly bring the body upright, keeping the standing leg knee bent. You're still in the eagle bind. Your right knee is bent. Arms up to cactus position. Inhale, open the chest, lift the heart a little up. Exhale, elbows, palms, forearms together. So here you feel the upper back rounding open. Drop the chin just a little. Inhale, back to open heart, arms wide. Exhale, elbows, palms, forearms. Drop the chin a little. Open to the side as you inhale. Come to standing, arms up, left leg in the air in front of you, standing on the right leg. Right hand outside left knee, left arm to T. Find your twist or choose to keep focused to the front. How's your breathing? Strong right inner thigh. Draw it up into your groin. See how that lifts you up instead of just loading the joint. Slowly return to front. Arms coming all the way up. Big inhale, knees still up. Exhale, step back to a lunge, hands to the mat, left leg back. Inhale, plank, right leg hovering in the air. Right leg hovering in the air and plank. Bend your right knee. Step that right foot across and over, flipping over. Wild thing on the opposite side. Left leg straight, outer edge of the little left toe side of the foot on the mat. Right knee bent, you're on the ball of the right foot. You have the option to have your left knee on the mat if that's a better option for your practice. 3 more breaths. There you go. 2 more, press the outer edge of that left foot down. 1 more breath. Watch the right hand, return it down, come to plank. Inhale, hover the left leg in the air, right leg in the air, excuse me. And set it down. Now Vasisthasana facing left, left arm in the air. So side one arm plank facing to the left side of your mat. Right knee is always an option to be on the mat. If you want to hover the left leg in the air, feel free to do so. Last 3 breaths. Lower the leg, come to plank, big inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Beautiful. This time interlace your fingers behind your back, point your index fingers back behind you. Nice long legs. Remember, it's really an awareness practice to come up into a back bend through the expansion of your low back and the upper back. So when you're ready, take a belly breath, inhale. That opens up your lumbar spine. Exhale, lift up into this version of locust pose. Pointing those index fingers back forces the wrists to come a little closer together, which challenges the shoulder heads. If you happen to know that you can easily hyperextend your elbows, keep some elbow bend so that you challenge the shoulder head to do the movement. 2 more breaths. Gentle release, down with the body and the hands. Hands by your ribs, once again, child's pose. Tap into that breathing, that inner calmness. Again, I know it gets challenged depending on the pose and the shape, but when you have that moment to return to that free, still place, see how quickly and comfortably you can return there. Come up to sitting on your heels. Inhale, cross your arms, reach up tall overhead. Exhale, hands behind you on the mat again, fingertips facing your toes. Now big lift all the way up, and this time we're going to hold this variation of camel pose. So we're lifting from the underside of the smile of the butt up, relaxing the quads. I know that's so hard here. The first thing our quads do is they go whee and they clench. They actually make that sound in there, whee. So we want to lift up the smile and think of the hamstring supporting us and the thigh muscle trying to softly lengthen us. 2 more breaths. And release hips to heels. Walk your hands forward and downward facing dog. Pedal your knees and feet back and forth in your downward dog. And let's hold here now for 5 breaths. And inhale, lift your heels, round forward to your push-up position. Hold your knees up, but bring your forearms to the floor. Now that said, if a better option for you is to place your knees on the floor, please do so. But remember, you can still be finding those core muscles, a little bit of lengthening of that low back and tailbone, a feeling of the sits bones to the smile of your bum, so that you are keeping the real true work in the core. Maybe some of you will feel like your hips are a little higher away from the floor than you normally are, but that is not a bad thing. How's your breathing? Collarbones open without sagging in the back. 2 more breaths. Knees down, prostration pose, lying on your belly, legs back, arms forward, forehead on the mat. Taking some breaths, feeling that sense of surrender. Now slowly bend both knees. Reach your hands back, grabbing around the ankles, the feet, getting ready for bow pose. Oftentimes we splay our knees apart in order to get a hold of the feet. So if that's the case, see if you can bring those knees more parallel to one another. You want to really get a true sense of the straightness of the thigh up into the hip. Remember, any back bend is really a leg pose, right? So think about that as you work up to bow. So let's all take a big inhale. Exhale, start to reach your feet away from you, drawing your upper body up. Feeling a sense of anchoring back through the toes to the back wall. The shoulder heads moving with you. The sits bones anchoring down under the smile of your bum. Last 3 breaths. Gently release, returning to prostration, legs out, arms out by your ears. Wiggle your tailbone side to side, just to add a little motion to the lumbar spine, sacrum area. Walk the hands back by the ribs. And this time go to child's pose, knees apart, big toes touching. Knees apart, big toes touching. Walk your arms forward. Press your hands together in a prayer position. And then bring your thumbs behind your head. Maybe walk your elbows out a little further front. You'll get a nice little tricep reach there. Go ahead and release the hands down, but come back to sitting on your heels now. Knees stay apart. Bring your hands onto your hips or your thighs and close your eyes for a moment. And imagine your tailbone is a ladle in a big soup bowl. And let's just start stirring that ladle around. So you'll feel yourself going through sort of a rounding motion of your pelvis. You'll feel the wave of motion travel up through your spine. So our root chakra, our kundalini energy resides in that pelvic bowl area. It is what we are always endeavoring to awaken and arise through us so that we are fully realizing all of our potential. Switch directions of that tailbone circling, and you can make this as big as you want. So you can really feel that supple rotation going through the pelvis and the low back, and I let it go all the way through my body. Such a nice thing to return to that watery, energetic nature. And then open your eyes slowly, come forward, hands and knees, swing the legs around and extend them to the front of your mat. Sitting on your sits bones, the bottom side of your pelvic bones. Reach underneath from the side and widen the one sits bone and butt flesh out to the way and the other way. Maybe even take your thighs and feel them turn inward a little bit so that you're really set up in a proper anatomical place for flexion. Cross the arms forward, inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, reach up and out through the low back and forward, keeping a reach of the heart out, and then bring the hands down to wherever, outside the legs, calves, ankles, or feet. But if you're straining to get your hands to the feet so much that you've hiked your shoulders up and rounded your back, give yourself permission to release back away from that a little bit and get the front side of the body going with you as well. Okay? So we never want to rob space from one part of our body to exaggerate the other to the degree that we actually are creating imbalance. So again, this is your journey inward, and that paying attention that maybe starts to educate your mind a little more and the felt sense a little deeper so that your practice becomes even more enhanced. So lift this up right there, but relax that open. Feel the inner thigh energy drawing up and into the deep core. So remember, we opened those lines up when our ninja lunges. So we are keeping the flow of yin energy along with the yang of the muscle. Yin energy is in our fascia and our bones and our tendons and our cartilage. 2 more breaths. Keep your body where it is, but wring your arms out by your ears now. And then inhale, start to round your low back back a little. When you're kind of straight in the low back, lift your heart and your upper body all the way up. And then hands behind you, palms flat on the floor, fingers towards your hips. Either legs together, getting ready for Purvottanasana, where legs are straight and toes are pushing down to the floor. Or bend your knees, bringing your knees bent, heels aligned with sits bones for reverse tabletop. Take a big inhale. Exhale, lifting up into your stretch of the front body now. Last pose was stretching the back body. This is stretching the front. Wherever you are, check the breathing. Feet parallel. 2 more breaths. 1 more big inhale. Exhale, lower down. Everybody bend your knees, wrap your forearms around your shins, drop your forehead to your knees so that your spine gets to open the opposite way slightly. Lift your head up. Soles of the feet together, knees dropping wide open and apart for Baddha Konasana. Bound angle pose. Okay. So you can grab around the feet. But I like to make sure I keep my big toes touching, that joint, the base joint touching, because that stops my leg from sickling. When I open the feet, it's fun to do that, but what you're actually doing is shortening the inner line of your leg and over lengthening the outer. So again, thinking of the yin and the yang balance. Chest up tall. Feel free to stay upright, or if it feels appropriate to keep your sits bones anchors and lean a little forward as though you're bringing the bottom of your breastbone out past your big toes. Elbows would start to bend wide so that the width of your collarbone keeps your chest open. Wherever you are, again, tap into how the flowing breath is mirroring the flowing energy in your body. Last 2 breaths. If you're leaning forward, bring your body up. Everybody take your fingers and hook them inside your toes, your peace fingers. Now you're going to start to rock back a little bit towards your sacrum and inhale, extend the legs up and out to V pose with the legs. Knees may not straighten, perfectly fine. Lift your chest. 3 breaths. Gently bend, return the feet to the mat. Good. With the knees pointing up to the ceiling, once again, feet on the floor, slide the left foot underneath the right, getting ready for seated spinal twist. So left foot under the right leg, and that left heel comes towards the outer right hip. Trying to bring the left knee as close to the midline pubic bone area as you can, but keep both sits bones on the floor. So I know we like to step that right foot across the left knee right away, but check in. Did you way lift that right sits bone off the floor so that you're leaning there on the left? Maybe a better option to keep your sacrum aligned, your SI joints balanced, is to bring it in front of the shin. Okay, so we have 2 SI joints where your sacrum meets your side of your pelvis here, compressing one and overstretching the other repetitively for years. They don't generally like that, so keep balance in those SI joints, okay? Hugging the knee nice and close and the chest close to the knee. Keep a hold of the knee with the left hand. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Exhale, rotate to the right, bringing the right hand behind. Left arm up to the sky. Oppositionally stretch away, both hands away from each other. Open up the length of the back and either elbow point across the knee or elbow crease in front of the knee. Your rotation is towards the right side of the room. Now, if you're doing that diaphragmatic breathing, inhale, belly breath, it drops down. Exhale, as the abs come in, it lifts your spine up, opens your chest, and maybe makes some space to rotate. So Ujjayi breath is predicated on having good diaphragmatic breathing, and often we just make it a sound in the back of our throat and cut our breath off to the throat only. How's that? Lift of the spine, openness of the heart. 2 more breaths. Head forward first, arms unwind, come around to outside the left hip, look over the left shoulder for a little counter twist the opposite way. Back to center, unwrap the legs and switch top leg and bottom leg. Take a moment to set yourself up again. Remember the levelness in the pelvis for the health of the SI joints. Hug the knee close and the chest close so that they pull together towards one another, getting up nice and tall. Anchor the left sits bone and the left big toe joint on the mat. Good. Right hand keeps a hold of the knee. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, rotate around, fingertips to the floor. Right arm up. Take a moment to stretch arms away from each other. And now elbow across or crease in front of the knee. Again. I like to be on fingertips only because it keeps me from hanging out in my hand, which then will take my body leaning back. I can almost use my fingertips to push down and draw that left armpit up. Oh, then I get more length. Okay, space is our friend. Send the breath into every bit of your body so that that's also creating little openings and pockets of space. Eyes front, arms release around to outside the right hip. Look over the right shoulder for a little counter twist. All the way back up. Unwrap the legs, feet flat on the floor, hands underneath the thighs, chin to chest. Roll back and up 3 times on your spine and then finish lying on your back. And once you're on your back, feet to the mat, heels aligned with sits bones. Again, check the outer line of your foot is parallel. Getting ready for bridge or wheel pose. So your choice of back bend here. We've done a lot to release the thigh muscles, open the front hips, get the shoulder girdle ready. So hands back over the shoulders if you're doing wheel, placing the palms flat on the floor, fingers towards your shoulder head. Just as I said, you're trying to keep your feet parallel, thighs parallel. We're also trying to keep the upper arm bones parallel. right? We tend to splay the knees out and the elbows out, and then we're cranking on all the wrong spots of the spine. So bridge or wheel, when you're ready, take a breath first, inhale, exhale, lifting up into your pose. Again, you can interlace your fingers underneath your back if you would like in bridge. Feel the shoulder blades on the back, pressing the arm bones open in the armpit. 2 more breaths. Gently lower, chin to chest if you're in wheel, upper back, middle back, lower back, and down. Let your knees rock side to side with the feet on the floor. Good. 2 choices here. Coming up into happy baby pose, or slowly bringing your knees up to your chest, placing your hands on your low back, and coming over into plow pose. Plow is where the legs are going over the head towards the floor. Now they may not touch the floor, so that's called half plow, perfectly fine. If you're in happy baby pose, just pause. I know we like to move around right away. Just allow the pose to be in stillness. If you're in plow, keep supporting the lift of your sits bones up to the sky. Keep length through your spine. Check that breathing. Remember, it shouldn't cut off your throat. Remember our hum test? If you can hum, your throat is open and you're good. Okay, if you're in plow, keeping a hold of the foot, you're going to straighten your right leg out more. If you're in happy baby, you're going to straighten the right leg out more, holding the foot. If you're in plow, go up to shoulder stand if you would like. Or half shoulder stand. Half means you're not in plow, you're not all the way up, the legs are angled. Still trying to keep those hips up. Inner thighs are drawing into your groins still. As you draw them in, you'll feel that lengthen you out of your low back. How's your breathing? Shoulders stand, feet together, knees apart. Happy baby, bend the right knee and straighten the left leg out. Still holding the foot. Right, so you get a nice hamstring stretch there. It goes up into your hip and your back. People in shoulder stand with knees apart. Bring the knees to parallel and bring them over towards your ears, Karna Padasana. Hands down on the mat or on the back to support. People in happy baby return to full happy baby for the last 3 breaths. Happy baby, gently release to the floor. If you are in Karna Padasana, extend the legs out. Hover the legs in the air, place the palms flat on the mat, and slowly roll down your spine easily, vertebrae by vertebrae, keeping that long reach of the sits bones out as you go. Once you're all the way down, everybody slowly bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor, gently rock the knees side to side. And walk your legs out to straight. Roll the legs in and out a few times, feeling all that length come out through your legs, your heels, floppiness. Take your arms to the ceiling, shake out the wrists and the fingers and the shoulders. Shake, 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 shake. Let those arms come down beside you, palms up to the ceiling if it's okay, and your shoulders. Legs flop to wherever. As you're breathing, whatever is natural for you now, allow that to melt the back heart to the floor. Eyes soften inward. Jaw relaxes back. So all of this practice has been about becoming more and more present, more and more aware of our body, aware of our energy, our breath, our spirit. So now we get to stay present and be with all that, enjoying the fruits of our practice. Perhaps feeling the change that it has allowed us to journey with and through. If we've invited a greater ease of motion, of mind, of being, but yet a sense of strength and power, then we are truly cultivating both the yin and the yang in this aspect of our yoga. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakuti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaya Susarvada. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakuti